Hey tubers, what's going on? It's me, Kay. It's been a while. So much has been going on. Okay, so by the way, my Facebook definitely add me, Kay Sleever, Kaysleever, two separate words. Okay, so in terms of the computer, my mom borrowed the computer from me, mind you. It's my grandmother's. We share. By the way, this might be a long video. I'm trying to cram as much information as I can as possible. And I'm hot. No fan, no AC in this room. So anyway, so she lost the charger. It's been like a week. She finally found the charger. I had ordered a phone from eBay. Long story short, it didn't work with my Wi-Fi. And then, the straw that broke the camel's back was it powered off because it got too hot. The person who sold it to me originally was like, no refunds, but I explained it to them. They had a nasty attitude. They they was like, I guess like I don't care if the phone will work for you. I don't want to give you your money. So anyway, had to file a claim with eBay. I got my money back today. They got it today, so it's whatever. It's done. I learned my lesson. I'm not buying any more used electronic items off of eBay. It's just I've had no problem selling mine. Well, not really. I mean, other like stuff that I had one issue where I bought something, never came to me, and then the seller stopped like answering my email. But it was nail polish. Anyway, so this is the story. July 12th. That's my pre-op testing date, and my surgery is still July 30th. That's a Monday. So I didn't know I was given a date until I called. I was calling to get a date because nobody called me. No one informed me. Okay, I was told that you guys know that I wanted an earlier date by the last video, but I didn't really fight for it. I just listened to what she said. But so I spoke to my surgeons. He has two assistants, so I spoke to one, and she said if there's an open availability, somebody cancels, she'll bump me up. Excuse me. However, the thing is, my plan was to get all my my letters from my doctor to be done with my doctor by July 5th. Would have given it to my surgeons, the person that does the administrative paperwork, and so give it a week or two to hear from insurance, and then so that would have left the window to be bumped up. But then, now that I have the 12th, by the way, my hospital only does surgical testing once a week. Now, because I have to wait for the 12th, that really doesn't. I gotta go soon. My son is like crying. He just woke up. But yeah, that doesn't leave me much. That really practically is just gonna like. There's not gonna be any early. If I'm lucky, maybe a week early. But what are the odds of that? So I told myself, you know what? Let me see if I can call a different hospital, get an earlier pre-op date, so I can have everything. Because according to the paper that they give you, you can't get the clearance letter from your doctor unless you've already done all your testing. So what I was trying to do was get a pre-op testing date from a different hospital earlier, before the 5th. I called about 10 hospitals. Finally, I found one. Called, but then she was like, you need a prescription. So I called the assistant. She was like, well, why do you want to do that? Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to still come on the 12th. I was like, really? I didn't know that. She was like, my surgeon, he does like extra testing. It's not like normal testing. So I'm like, So she was like, speak to Christina. And she took my number down, and Christina will call me. So I do have an appointment for the 26th. That's Tuesday. So in a nutshell, originally I was going to cancel the appointment. Because Christina hasn't called me back. Because I spoke to her today. So she was like, you can speak to Christina and, figure it out, But Christina, she hasn't called me back. So I'm just like, okay, do I really, let's say I do get the prescription. I mean, I can get a prescription and go somewhere else, But how the other assistant told me, it seemed like I still would have to get my testing again. So it's kind of like, I won't really know unless I really go there and speak to him. And I mean, the hospital's not that far from me, but it's just like, it is a hassle picking up my son, going there just to speak to him. I mean, although it is a late appointment, like 12:30, it's just kind of like, you know. So I'm feeling to just cancel my appointment and just stick to the 12 and just call it a day because I'm like, you know what, this is like too much going on for me right now. I don't know, but I'm making up my mind. So that's that. In terms of the surgery, I always have issues with my mom. It's nothing different. I had the job interview. So the job interview, what happened is I had to go for my second interview on Tuesday. Actually, it wasn't an interview, but it was medical. So I usually use Hotstop and Google Maps to get to where I need to go. So I followed Google Maps and got there. Mind you, I left my house 4:30 in the morning. It's supposed to be an hour and a half. I wasn't supposed to be there after 6 a.m. So the night before, it was like, okay, usually my aunt's the one that watches my son. She had to, take off work. And she had recently took off work that, I think, Thursday or Friday before. So she never gave me an answer like she was definitely going to watch my son. She said, I'll let you know, but that's how she usually is. And, she most of the time she comes through, sometimes she doesn't. Like, especially, this is important, this is a job. She told me I'll let you know last time, and she came through. So anyway, didn't hear from her all day, called her and everything. I asked my mother, she was like, oh, now you want to use me because you barely speak to me, now you want me to watch your son, blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay, well, on the letter it says if you can't make the appointment, mail it in and you get another day. So I was like, oh, okay. So then, like, 11 o'clock that night, mind you, I wanted to be in bed at 8 o'clock. I had shut off my TV, the lights to lie down. So anyway, didn't hear anything, so turned off my phone. I was like, I'll just mail it in. So then my mother, she's like, oh, well, your aunt's been trying to reach you. Long story short, my aunt comes at like midnight. And now I'm supposed to wake up at 3 o'clock. So I'm like, before she comes, I'm like, yo, don't even bother. She's like, oh, I'm already out in the street. I'm coming, just go. So, I was like, this is a bad start because 3 hours of sleep, I can't function. It's supposed to be an all-day affair. Anyway, got up. My alarm woke me up at 3, but I went back to sleep. And woke back up at 3:30, and I left my house. Showered, got dressed, left my house 4:30. I got lost. I followed one of the directions, and it took me to a different part of Queens. Finally, got to the right place. Actually, I got to the right train stop, but then was walking in the wrong direction. Long story short, again, got there like after 7. So they sent me back. I was frustrated because you have to understand, my mom could have, if she really wanted to help me out, she could have dropped me. She drives. To me, it's like if your child's really trying to, improve themselves and you can help them in any way you can, try, do it, I rarely ask my mom for anything because I know that's how she is. So it's just like for me to really, it's just like she didn't want to put herself out there to help me. But however, if she needed help,